Imagine launching a website and just 7 days later, it's made you a billionaire. It sounds like something out of a movie, a Silicon Valley fairy tale. But this isn't fiction. This is the unbelievable true story of eBay, a company that became an accidental empire and created unthinkable wealth almost overnight. How did they pull it off? And what does their story teach us about the nature of genius, luck, and the power of a single, simple idea? It all starts with something you'd never expect, a broken laser pointer. Imagine trying to sell something utterly worthless, something you'd normally just toss in the trash, and someone actually buys it. For $14.83, this wasn't just a random transaction, it was the first spark of a revolution. But the story goes even deeper. The man behind it, Pierre Omidyar, wasn't trying to build an empire. He wasn't even trying to start a business. In 1995, he was a talented programmer with a personal problem. His girlfriend was an avid collector of Pez dispensers and was frustrated by how difficult it was to find and trade with other collectors online. So, over a long Labor Day weekend, Pierre decided to build a simple solution. He carved out a little corner of his personal website and created a basic auction platform. He called it Auction Web. It was a side project, a hobby, a gift for his girlfriend. He had no grand vision, no business plan, and certainly no expectation of making money. He just wanted to create a more efficient, trustworthy marketplace for person-to-person trading. He figured if it worked for Pez dispensers, maybe it would work for other things too. After launching, he listed that broken laser pointer, more as a test than anything else. He even contacted the winning bidder to make sure they understood it was broken. The buyer's response was astonishing. "I'm a collector of broken laser pointers." In that moment, Pierre Omidyar realized he hadn't just built a tool for his girlfriend. He had stumbled upon a fundamental human truth. For every item in the world, somewhere out there is a buyer. He had tapped into a global garage sale just waiting to happen. The fuse had been lit. What happened next was nothing short of explosive. Within the first 7 days, Auction Web wasn't just working, it was on fire. The site was flooded with listings from collectibles and antiques to everyday items. People were selling Beanie Babies, old comic books, and vintage clothing. The volume was so staggering that Omidyar's internet service provider forced him to upgrade to a business account because of the sheer traffic. And with that came a bill. To cover the cost, he started charging a small fee, a tiny percentage of each sale. And the checks started pouring in. We're not talking about a few dollars here and there. Within the first week, he was generating thousands of dollars in transaction fees. He was so overwhelmed that he had to open a separate bank account just to handle the influx of cash. This wasn't driven by marketing. There were no ad campaigns, no PR stunts. It was pure, organic, word-of-mouth wildfire. Early users became evangelists. They were everyday people, sitting in their living rooms, suddenly making hundreds, then thousands of dollars selling things they had lying around the house. A grandmother in Florida was funding her retirement by selling antique dolls. A college student was paying his tuition by flipping rare sneakers. A unique, self-sustaining community was forming right before Omidyar's eyes. They created their own rules, their own etiquette, and a feedback system to build trust. But this overnight success came with immense pressure. The site was constantly crashing. The customer service inbox was a chaotic mess. Pierre Omidyar was still working his day job, trying to manage this runaway phenomenon in his spare time. He was facing the ultimate high-class problem. His side project was growing faster than he could possibly handle. It was an accidental success story that was quickly spiraling out of control. It was a classic Houston, we have a problem moment, except the problem was too much success. The trickle of checks had become a torrent, and Auction Web was no longer a hobby. It was a living, breathing entity demanding to be taken seriously. Omidyar knew he was at a crossroads. He had to make a choice. Let this incredible thing he'd built collapse under its own weight, or go all in and turn it into a real business. The decision was obvious. It was time to quit his day job. AuctionWeb needed a more professional name, something that reflected its growing ambition. After a few brainstorming sessions, a new name was born. eBay, short for Echo Bay Technology Group, Omidyar's consulting firm. The name stuck, but he knew he couldn't do it alone. Building an empire requires an army. His first crucial hire was a young Stanford MBA graduate named Jeff Skoll. Skoll was the pragmatist, the strategist, who saw the astronomical potential and created the business plan that would turn this chaotic project into a structured company. Then came the masterstroke, the hiring of Meg Whitman. A seasoned executive from Hasbro, Whitman was the operational genius who knew how to scale. She saw eBay not just as an auction site, but as a global marketplace that could redefine commerce. Together, this trio took eBay from a hobbyist's dream and transformed it into a legitimate, scalable e-commerce powerhouse. They professionalized the platform, built a world-class team, and prepared it for the public stage, all while the dot-com mania was reaching a fever pitch. They were building a real, profitable business in a sea of startups that were burning through cash with no path to revenue. Then came the storm. In 2000, the dot-com bubble burst. It was a brutal reckoning. Companies that were once valued in the billions vanished overnight. Pets.com, Webvan, Cosmo.com. Unicorns turned to dust. The market was in freefall and investors were running for the hills. But while the digital world burned around them, eBay didn't just survive, it thrived. Why? Because it was different. From day one, it was built on a foundation of real value and real profits. It wasn't selling a dream, it was facilitating millions of real transactions between real people, taking a small, sustainable cut of each one. Their IPO in 1998 had been a staggering success, but their resilience during the crash proved their model was bulletproof. But survival wasn't enough. They wanted to dominate. eBay's leadership made a series of brilliant strategic moves. The most important was the acquisition of a small, innovative payment company called PayPal in 2002. At the time, sending money online was clunky and insecure. PayPal made it seamless and safe. By integrating it into their platform, eBay didn't just make transactions easier, they built a fortress of trust and efficiency that competitors couldn't touch. This foresight was a game changer, and they never stopped evolving. As giants like Amazon rose, eBay carved out its own unique space. Even now, in 2024, it continues to adapt, focusing on specialized categories like luxury watches, rare sneakers, and refurbished electronics, becoming the go-to destination for unique inventory you can't find anywhere else. They proved that you don't have to be the biggest to be powerful. So where does that leave eBay today? In the colossal landscape of modern e-commerce, dominated by titans, eBay remains a uniquely powerful and relevant player. It's a niche giant, facilitating billions of dollars in transactions every year. It's the world's ultimate treasure chest, a place where you can find anything from $1 million vintage car to a $10 collectible pin. But its true legacy isn't just its market position, it's how this accidental creation fundamentally rewired our understanding of commerce. Long before dropshipping or creator economy were buzzwords, eBay democratized entrepreneurship. It gave anyone with an internet connection the power to become a global seller, to turn their passion into a paycheck, their clutter into cash. It proved that a marketplace could be built on community, trust, and the beautifully simple idea that one person's trash is another person's treasure. The story of eBay is more than a business case study. It's a testament to the power of solving a simple, personal problem. It reminds us that the most world-changing ideas often don't start in a boardroom with a grand vision. They start in a spare room on a weekend as a solution to a small, everyday frustration. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What small problem are you trying to solve today? What little side project are you tinkering with? Because as the story of eBay proves, the next accidental billion-dollar empire might already be taking shape, not in a venture capital pitch, but in the quiet passion of someone just like you. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the accidental empires that changed our world. See you in the next video.